uh, I always forget to record. So as I always explain to you guys, that if we need to enter the counter trend trades, then we need to see a chalk. In this case, definitely that was the point of interest for us. If you go to the daily, definitely we have this wick must be the lower time frame point of interest, so I'm gonna mark it there, and I'll be explaining to you a few terms also. So definitely we have a chalk on the higher time frame. If we take that is the daily point of interest, so we can't work with 1 minute chalk. All right, so for daily, I mean, we need higher time frame to get in. I mean, we need higher time frame confirmation. So here definitely we was having a chalk, so price broke out of this in term of liquidity, and then again broke to the downside. And if you observe the nature of the market, it is not at all the impulsive nature. All right, maybe a lot of people like buying it on kind of retest. Maybe there was, yeah, as you can see, there was kind of level, so a lot of people might be buying here at the retest. So but we know that this is kind of a chalk, so we need to draw a few valid POIs for us. So first POI we have here, all right, from where this push was generated. And other than that, like, we have the topmost POI. All right, we just need to wait. All right, price it at a POI, as it's the 1 hour. I believe 5 minute would be fair for us to trade, or even 3 minute, because if it was 4 hour, then we need 5 minute or 50 minute chalk. In this case, this demand is still in control, so we need this to go. All right, price didn't close below, so can't really consider that. All right, now price did. So I really observed GBP pairs are kind of I mean, they like to tap onto the extreme. Like, this is the extreme, and yeah, we can take a risk right here, but as I observed, so GBP pairs like to go to the extreme auto blocks, I would say. So in this case, I'm gonna be marking it right here as is GBP JPY, so I'm gonna be keeping it a little bit above, because the I would say the spreads are a little higher on like this pair. So why I'm taking the trade again, price broke that, this demand was in control, so price really invalidated the demand. If it was supposed to go higher, it should have respected the order flow, but in this case order flow is kind of interrupted. So yeah, we can say that, let me just mark this whole, I'm gonna just play it. All right, so we are in the trade now. Definitely this is the pro trend trade. We can really hold it at the extreme, because these type of trades are really good trades. I mean, even if you take the history, let me just discuss that. We will be playing it afterwards. Once the trend is established, usually price go for the highs. What do I mean by this? Like, price came to the order block, definitely we could have targeted the high. This was equal lows, kind of trendline liquidity, price kind of liquidity that, and again gone for the high. I took it down to 4 hour demand. Yeah, I saw your I think I saw you posted this on the Telegram. I really love the trade, so I'm just gonna play it as it is 3 minute based, so I'm gonna play it. Alright, I think it stopped this out or what? Oh man, I didn't expect that. Anyways, it's still respecting that. So as it broke this structure, so definitely shifting my stops just here, and as it continues to break, we will be shifting the stops accordingly. Alright, still we are in the trade. Alright, it broke that. I think still this stop would be fair. Let's see it. Alright, now it broke that. You can definitely trail it here. Somebody's in the chats. Target has a POI too. Yeah, actually it's kind of, we have the chalk confirmation and we have seen the transition. So In this case, definitely we can target the low and expect, and just understanding this nature, it's not at all impulsive, and this low is failing to take out this high, this this supply. So if this low was strong, it should have taken out the supply, and it should have broken out the structure, broken out of the structure. So in this case, we really have to use kind of, I would say, the common sense in this case, because if this low was strong, it should have taken out all the supplies. And if this low was strong in this case, it took out all the supplies. All right, and the higher time frame came in, I would say, confluence, then it did something like this. So in this case, we'll definitely are targeting that. I'm gonna be just going with the flow. Definitely you will get this type of trades. This was kind of picture perfect trade. Even if you got stopped out 1, 2, 3 times, still, it's really good. Again, we got a break off structure right here. As you can see, I think, yeah, candle did closed here, I believe. 50-minute candle did close, so we can consider this as a break off structure. So now either we can take a longs to some kind of POIs. So I'm gonna be just discussing about that. For that we need, actually this was a chalk on the lower time frame, I believe. Let's just discuss about that. As it broke out of this and took out this high, so this was a chalk. This was liquidity. If this liquidity has to respect, then this should have been respecting this supply also. So it took out, definitely the demand is, not the demand, this area is fairly strong. So as this is the counter trend, we need at least 1-2 BOS, so that would be like little confirmation for us. All right, price did close above, but this supply is still, I was backtesting the other day, so every time I was entering the trade like this, like I was buying here, every time this impulse was in control and I was getting stopped out. So yeah, we really need, for the counter trend trades, we really need that solid confirmation, I would say. Now if this supply is taken out, definitely I can consider that, but as you can see, all right, this supply took out. Oh man, you can mute, man. So in this case, now that supply is not in control, we have few POIs right here. This was a flip zone because this supply was, this should hold the supply if this was strong, but this really broke out of the structure. We have two POIs right now. As I told, GBP pairs like to take the extreme, so maybe price can just come to the extreme. We don't know. Let's just see it. Alright, it didn't really took us in. Even if I was placing it on the wick, oh wait, man, I think still I was yeah, price didn't really tap that, so our entry was not really triggered. But still we are bearish. If you go on the 30, still we have a lot of POS, like a lot of POS. To make it clear, we can go on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, definitely we have this one POI which clearly broke that 50-minute. So definitely if the POI tapped all the way to the upside, we can short it again. Alright, price tapped that. Now this is the 1 hour. 3 minutes would be fair. Definitely price took out this liquidity. Why are few of your long candles white and some are gray? Actually this is the inside bar, this is the indicator. Usually price, this is the inside bar, like that particular candle didn't broke any range. Like this is the candle, price never broke the high of the previous candle, never broke the low of the previous candle. So this is the inside bar candle. Usually the ranges near this inside bar candles are like pretty good to consider. So in this case we want this demand to go, but in this case this is still holding, so we can't really take the trade right now. So now it is gone. So yeah, just looking for a trade right here. I'll just enter manually if the price tab there. Let's just set the limit order. In this case, this high was also like As I told, GBP pairs like to take the extreme, so I'm gonna keep it a little bit above. I know stop is a little bit higher, like 9 pips, but still can't really do much, so I mean, still we have to consider that. Alright, we are in the trade. So the entry scenario was flip here. This was not really a chalk. This demand was still in control. Price broke out this demand pretty impulsively. So nature was also good. So what made the price to break the demand? This particular area. So that's why it was really valid for us. So we can place the order right here, and we can, again, this is a pro trend. We can target the low. I mean, yesterday we discussed about the a session based trade. Today we are just discussing about the structure based trade, like how we can capture the structure based trades. So if you was not in yesterday's session, I really posted this on YouTube, that session on YouTube, so you can watch it. Yeah. Oh, barely got taken out. Oh man, we are out. We got a stop loss right here. So maybe now price may can respect that. Let me just go on the let me just delete everything now. So this is the extreme. Yeah, if it still respected the extreme, we can still count it as this as liquidity, this equal highs. Let's see. Let me just mark it according to the 4 hour. Actually we don't have anything, so can't really do that, so we have to stick with the 1 hour. All right, price tab there. I'm gonna just rewind it. So now we took a loss there. I mean, it is what it is. So this definitely was equal highs right here. Price, this was just building some kind of liquidity after stopping. Oh man, what the fuck. All right, after stopping the break and retest traders, maybe on the break even, or kind of like this is also the liquidity. So price should take this liquidity, equal lows. As you can see, this is equal lows. All right, so now this nature is also kind of corrective. So if it has to take the high, it should be impulsive, and it will just create some kind of flip, and then we can trade it. But as you saw, I mean, I really played the bar play tool. So this is the 1 hour. I'm gonna go to the 3 minute again. You can even take the 1 minute in consideration if your chalk is really clean. So right now definitely this demand is still in control, so we need this to go. I mean, price wicked into it, so can't really trust this. Now price broken this, so this created this break, like this area. All right, so let's see if price will tap there. All right, we really missed this trade on the 3 minute. I think taking a look on the 1 minute, can we capture it or not? I'm gonna go to this. Now I'm just going to 1 minute, because this is still the 1 hour POI, so we want this to go. Then that would be a like clear chalk for us. Still price is not showing anything. Building liquidity, price took out the liquidity. All right, I mean, we know this will break, so I'm gonna play it. All right, price really broke that. I think price will never tap here also. We'll just see it. If it does, then we can enter it, else we have to stick with the auto flow. All right, price never tapped there, so we literally missed this trade. For this, I really need to take a look on the lower time frame. Price literally took every, this is the extreme, so let's see if it will break. All right, price broke that. Now this would be I need to ask you guys what you guys will do in this scenario. This is the demand which broke the structure, as you can see. All right, now price has taken out the demand. How we can trade it? First of all, yes, you will be looking for buys here. Once price closed below, now tell me how you guys will trade it. You can type in chats. I mean, we have 5 people here. I think, um, wait. I think Ronald is, yeah, he's new. Rest 3 of you. Trade it as flip. Yeah, definitely, we can trade it as flip. So now to get that clear flip, we need to go to the smaller time frame. So now smaller time frame is telling us this is a flip which created all the break. So I'm gonna set my entry right here, stops. As this is GJ, so I'm gonna be keeping it a little bit higher. It looks like for sell, I think like a flip. Yeah, absolutely, it's like a flip, bro. I mean, I don't know if it will tap the auto or not. I'm gonna take it 3 minutes because according to the 3 minutes, we are already in the trade, to be honest. Keeping the stop a little bit higher. Yeah, once it broke this target is still the low, because I mean we can even target this liquidity equal lows. As you can see, this order is not filled, so we can target that. Still this like 1 to 6 or something. Alright, price broke that. Now you should be break even, so we don't give a like shit even if it's take us at break even. I hope it doesn't. Alright, now we can just make it a little bit higher, stops like this, securing like 0.5% or something like that, and we got taken out. I mean, price will literally in like 4-hour profit. If you want to take the partials at 4-hour, like most of the people do, so you still have been like secured some profits, but to be realistic, my trade got stopped out at probably 0.5 hour or something. Yeah, 0.5% profit if I was risking 1%. So yeah, it is what it is. We will not win every single move, so I'm gonna keep it plain. So now probably it will mitigate some kind of order like this is pending. Alright, this also is looking like a flip to me. Price broke that. Now price can tap this and then can boom. Yeah, we can take a buy, but I'm not gonna be considering buy because it's way too risky. As I mentioned, I was back testing, and every time I was trading counter trend on GBP pairs, I was getting stopped out. So I'm not gonna be, yeah, still this demand is getting respected, and now we got a break above, and this demand is still in hold, so we can say that it will go to this high and potentially it will fill the supply, or it will just take out this liquidity. We will see. All right, yeah, this demand still this demand hold, because this was break of structure and price holded its demand, and we took out this high, and now potentially we are in the 30-minute supply. Can we take 1 hour? Yeah, I'm gonna take 1 hour because 1 hour is really good in sidebar. So I'm gonna go to 1 minute to see if we got a clean chalk or anything like that. Actually, there was a chalk right here. Price broke that. This was clean liquidity candle, because price really broke it impulsively and closed back impulsively. So that was like liquidity. Now price broken below. Definitely this area was I mean, you need to ask yourself, banks really generated this. They put it 50k lots right here, and they placed 100k lots right here. Price really impulsed to the downside. Now their 50k lots is still open for the buy. So once price got here, so they definitely will be closing their 50k. It means they will be adding more to their position. So now if they are adding more to their position, it's our time to take the trade. So definitely we are trading it here, because definitely this was the POI on the 3 minute. As you can see, this candle, and 1 minute it was a chalk. Really, if you understand the nature, price really took out the liquidity. So I'm gonna consider this. And this is again a pro trend. We definitely can target the low. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it plain. I hope we don't get taken out in this. um, all right, so far it is going good. All right, price got to the POI, we got a chalk, we enter on the 1 minute based, and simply understanding the concept that if the bank added lots to generate the liquidity, they have to close that. They can't stay in loss for that particular position. So now in this case, definitely we got to the low, and yeah. So this was really structure based trade. Once price broke the structure, price will tap to the discount, and we can trade it. And we can take the trade to that nearest low, whatever it is. In this case, it was this, and in this case, it was this. So yeah. So yeah. Apart from that, I'll be explaining few concepts. I have drawn. Um, I have drawn a little bit of, yeah. So this is the EU, yeah, euro dollar. So I'll be just breaking down how I do the things. So for the flips, sometimes I don't really go to the lower time frame. I just see this type of candle, like price giving us a wick and price pulling back. All right, price giving this and pulling back. So this all the thing is a flip zone. All right, because this really was a I would say the auto block on the lower time frame. So if you don't really want to get to the lower time frame, you can just draw it like this, because this is also a flip, because price was trying to go to the upside, but the sellers was really strong, so it broke this structure. So this is a flip zone for us. All right, and if we come here, this is also the flip zone for us. As you can see, price broke this, but from where the break was generated, this all area. Now if I go to the 30 minute, this is really unclear. There are a lot of orders. I mean, there is a lot of choppiness going on. So to make it clear, I just took that 4 hour in consideration. All right, so this is how we can draw the flip zones. And on top of it, I have drawn a couple of zones here. We have demand right here, we have supply right here. Now I'm really ready for the Monday. Either price will tap that flip zone and it will tap here, either price will tap this zone and I can take buys, either price will just break all the way to the upside and I still can take buys and still can sell it. Or I mean on Monday it really can't impulse all the way to the upside. Even if it does, I'll be entering my trade like this. I don't really care after this, so I'm pretty much ready for the next week. But yeah, it can short, it can really sell off either from here to this demand, and then can go bullish to this flip zone, as you can see, because this is still untapped, and auto flow right from here is bullish, because from here it was making lower lows, but from here now it is making high highs. So auto flow has shifted, and we are expecting that auto flow will continue like this only. Now this was a Q&A session. I mean, we will be doing it every week. uh, at the end of the week we'll be just back testing, and I'll be just taking your questions. I had 3 SLs trading this. You can draw it what you was trading, bro, or you can just unmute yourself and just let me know what really went wrong.
So when I was trading this, right,
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting it to in the flip zone. I was expecting it to go long. I went long, and then I got stopped out.
Where you went long? Can you just?
Uh, that one. I'll just 1 second. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I, one entry was this area, and
All right.
second entry was this to go back this way.
All right.
And then I had taken another trade here,
Mm-hmm.
this area, but then again I got hit by a stop loss.
All right. So first of all, as I told you, I mean,
This was a very bad trade, I know, but this was actually a good trade because I was
mhm.
expecting, like, there was a lot of formation, and then I hit almost 1 hour,
All
a
right.
2 hour, and
Mm-hmm.
then again it got back. I was like, okay, fine. I just took the
All right.
loss.
Now, now, now I'll be explaining a few concepts to you.
Okay.
So first, once we enter the trade, I explained the things yesterday that we can trade the session volume no matter where the price is going. Either we can be long, either we can be short. To enter the
Right.
counter trend trades, we need a chalk, all right,
Right.
or the flip. I would say, like price is going like this, we simply need a break of this, and simply need this. But this needs to happen on the higher time frame supply. All right. Now
Yeah.
I'll be just diving into the lower time frame. Was you trading 1 minute so that we can?
Yeah. 1 minute.
All right. I'm just gonna go to the 1 minute. All right. You guys stopped out here
Yeah. Yeah.
as
It's somewhere in the
this was liquidity. All right.
Yeah.
Let me just go to the 1 hour so that we can see. Yeah, this was the demand for. I'll be just hiding it. So
It
this
was
was
a
the
strong demand area.
yeah,
Yeah.
this was the demand. I agree with you. I was also looking at that, and I was selling it down till here, but you bought it here. That is really fine. So I'm gonna go to the 5 minute now. Let's see what really price what kind of structure price shown us here. So once we was in the order flow, as you can see, all right, price never closed below this low, all right.
Mhm.
This
Yeah.
wicked into it, and the wick was below your point of interest, which is not really a good sign, all right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
once it broke your point of interest, it clearly shows that your point of interest is not valid now. It means the order flow is more aggressive, and the sellers or buyers, whatever the scenario is, they are in control of the market. So how you can trade that is, once it closed below this, you could have traded it as a flip. You could have set it your entry right here because the push started right from there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could
Okay.
have even if you got stopped out. I understand. Even if you got stopped out, but you saw this. As I explained to you, we can give two chances to the same buys. All right. Even if
Mm-hmm.
you got stopped out, this would be a good trade, and you can take the next POI as your target. In this case, this all was kind of I can say this inducement, or you can say liquidity, whatever you feel. This order was
Right.
untapped, and this wick was also untapped. You can take anything as a target. I'm just taking this zone as my target. Yeah. So price barely tap your target. Now even if you got stopped out, you could have traded it like this. Yesterday I was explaining. Let me just explain everything again. So yesterday we discussed every point of interest is valid. Your point of interest, this was valid. I was also marking this on my charts. So as you can see, like this was the point of interest for both of us. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
same thing was in my mind. If I saw a chalk right here, I'll be buying it. All right. To the
Yes.
next supply zone, maybe here or maybe chop to the top. This is valid. The another story can be, what if the price gave you a chalk, all right, you entered it, but then it broke that? Then it would be a flip scenario. Then we can take a sell, all right? Even
Mm-hmm.
if we got stopped out, then there would be another chance. So that's why I was explaining yesterday. We need to focus on one pair. We need to focus on every scenario in that particular session. If you're trading London, we need to catch that volume. All right, no matter
Okay.
where the volume is coming. So suppose you came to the charts and price was right here. All right, you mark your POI right here as a mid-range demand. I will just mark it a little bit
Yes.
higher. All right, the price can do two things right from here. Either it can respect it or it can break it, but you are ready for both of the scenario. If it respected it, it will be just giving you a chalk and you will be just trading it. All right, if it
Yes.
didn't respected it, it will just break it and it will just create a flip scenario and you can still trade it. All right, every point
Agree.
of interest is valid, you just need to build the story around that. So yeah, pretty much is. This is what I was
Understood.
really trying to explain. Even if
I
you
should
draw your
have.
POI right here, you was waiting for the same thing to happen right here. But if the
Mm,
price gave you a chalk, you will be going long. If price invalidated the demand, it will just create a flip and you will take the entry accordingly.
okay.
All right. Or the another scenario can be the price is already here and this is the higher time frame supply. All right, if it gave you a chalk, you will be entering right at the chalk and targeting recent demand. If it gave you a chalk and still broke that, it means you lost in the first trade and you still have the chance to enter the second, and still you can target unmitigated order and that is still fine.
Okay.
Yes, I mean you can really avoid this thing by just considering this as liquidity. So yeah, I mean with the experience you really will get the things, but to be honest, it's really very easy. Every point of interest is valid, every story is valid. We just need two things: either it should respect that or it should not. We are ready for the both.
Okay. I understood my mistake. I should have changed my bias as soon as I hit my stop loss and looked into a flip scenario.
Yeah, I mean, you should be ready for everything. Either market can
Mm-hmm.
break your POI or it can just respect that, but you are ready for everything. Now, in this case, um, I mean, this was really the higher time frame POI. Let me just take some examples right there. All right, this is a good example. I'm gonna be just deleting it. Actually, yeah, yeah, I think deleted it would be fine. I'll be just drawing it again. So 4 hour wise, I was just discussing it yesterday. We have 5 minutes left. So let me just know how many participants are there. All right, for Sharon, this was the point of interest. All right, it is fine. And for me, on the lower time frame, there was another story. I'll be just showing it to you right now. For that, let me just mark it again. As I mentioned, we need to trade the volume. So I'm gonna be just going into 1 minute to trade that. Now, as I said, it can do only one thing. Either it can respect that or it can break that. But this was really good setup. So, I mean, it was supposed to respect that. So you see all this liquidity right here, all this trendline liquidity, or you can say the pattern liquidity. A lot of people might be selling it. Yes, they can profit out of it, but we are expecting it to break to where? To some kind of demand. Now I'm going to be going to the 15. Now there is two things: either you can short it right here, which is also valid. All right, clearly you got a chalk. I'm sorry, clearly you got a chalk, like price broke out of this, and this was also the liquidity because this was equal highs. So we was expecting that your short could be somewhere around here based on the lower time frame. All right, you targeted this demand, that is valid. But in other case, if I was on the charts and I was like, yeah, this is liquidity, I'm planning to buy here, that is also valid. But my story would be like, all right, if it respected that, then I'm gonna be buying it. But if it didn't, it will give me a flip, then I'm gonna be selling it to like next point of interest, maybe this. Or on the other hand, same scenario was here. If it respected it, you shorted it. If you got a loss, no problem. If the order flow is still in control, then you can buy it.
Yeah.
In this case, you caught the pre-London volume and then the NY volume. This was news, but still this was in favor because this was liquidity and price really respected the demand. A lot of people might be selling this pattern, I would say this trendline break, because this was also at the resistance. A lot of people was considering this thing, but we know that this is equal highs, and on the daily, uh, one day on the daily we was also in the discount, and a lot of orders was unmitigated, like this order, like this order. So definitely this, now everything on the smaller time frame is just for reaction, but the higher time frame is still bullish. But we can trade that reaction because our targets are barely like 5 hour 6 hour, which is really good if we talk about that particular session.
Hey Sam,
Yeah, man.
I got a question for the daily zone. Just give me a sec, I'll show you. Why would you take this demand here in consideration?
The
Because it's
supply, you
just
mean?
a
Mental.
sorry, supply. Yeah, because it's just a bearish candle. Like it's not a bullish candle or an inside bar.
Yeah, let me just make it clear for you. For that I have to mark this. I mean, I'll be just going to the 4 hour for that. Why I marked this thing is because I knew on the smaller time frame it would just be a auto block, because the way it is looking like is just the auto block. Why? Because you see this as the lower low and this as the lower high. All right, now I'll be just going to the 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour it is clear structure, you saw it. Now
Oh,
this
okay. Yeah.
order was really untapped. All right, either you can draw this all like in sidebar thing, because right from here the push really started it. So yeah, and again we have 1 minute left, man. And again I could have said one thing to myself again, if it respected that, it gave us a chalk. As it's daily, we can trade 1 minute, we need at least 15 minute to 30 minute. If it respected that, I'll be selling it. In this case it broke that, so I can trade a flip based on the smaller time frame. I mean, even if I got stopped out, still I was having a chance to trade the flip. So I mean, I could have profited out of that. Yeah, that's all. I think the Zoom will end maybe in about 10 seconds or so, because we are running out of time. Anyways, if you still have any questions, just you can just DM me on the Telegram, and I'll be just taking it.
Thanks for doing this, Sam.
All right, man. Have a nice day. See you till the next.